Cool. So today, it's going to be pretty short. I just want to introduce a concept called Node or Node.js, because we've been working with JavaScript, but there's this whole backside to it called Node, like JavaScript outside the browser. Let's see what that means. So what is Node? Yeah, I guess first we've been using JavaScript in our browser. That's how it was built, like what it was built for. And it was just made to like manipulate DOM elements inside the web page, make network requests, but someone's like, no, I want it to do a bit more. So they went ahead and made Node.js. So now we can run Node as like something on our whole computer, kind of like a programming language itself. So as a programming language, it lets us like create, modify, and delete files, run servers, which that's pretty huge for us. That's why we're learning Node, as well as make network connections and a couple more things. And if y'all remember, I think it was last Thursday, we learned about this call stack, callback queue event loop. That's kind of what Node is built off of, which really makes it powerful. So this is kind of opening our eyes to like take JavaScript from just the browser and make it run on the entire computer. So like a pretty powerful thing with Node is it comes with these things called packages. And those are basically bundles of other people's code that they've written that does something. And we don't have to think about like how it's written. We just know it does that thing and we can use it for whatever we want. And these are super nice because a lot of people have looked at these before we've used them. So they're going to be like more robust, more secure. And we don't have to like reinvent everything ourselves. Someone else has done the work. So we want to use that work. To deal with packages, we have package managers, and they kind of handle all this external code. And this is nice because it deals with organization of this code. Sometimes packages depend on other packages, which depend on other packages. And like if we were doing that ourselves, it'd get really messy. But package managers, they take care of it for us. And it also kind of keeps track of like what we're using, which we'll see why that's nice on the next slide. And before we had package managers, if you wanted to use someone else's code in your project, you'd have to download it and figure out how to plug it in on your own. And that just gets really messy. Like if they update their package, you'd have to know there's an update, re-download that, reconfigure dependencies. No, that problem's gone now. We have package managers. It's really nice. So Node's package manager is called NPM, Node Package Manager. And that's kind of the package registry of choice. And it has packages for front end and back end, which is super sick. Like we can get everything we need just from NPM. And we access this via the command line. And you'll kind of see like how that looks in a minute. But it lets us download things, see packages that are up. There's docs for all these packages so we can figure out what they're doing. Super convenient for us. And NPM stores our packages in, or like a list of them in a file called package.json. We can kind of see what this looks like in a minute, but it acts as a grocery list for our dependencies. And this lets us share code really easily. Instead of passing around all the dependencies, we just give someone a package JSON and they download it themselves. Yeah, so you're not having to pass thousands of dependencies around. Hopefully you're not getting that many, but it can happen if you just start like downloading them for every tiny thing you need. Yeah, but that's a package JSON. So what does this look like? Y'all have done a little JavaScript already, so I don't really want to touch that too hard, but I want to show like how Node can kind of be used in a super basic setting. So to set up a Node project, first you would install Node there's a little link down here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Once you have it, then you just initialize a node project, and then you write JavaScript code and install the packages you need kind of as you're going. So I can show y'all a quick little example of like what this could look like. So I'm here just in my terminal right now. Hopefully y'all can see this, right? Okay, awesome. So first, we'll check we have Node. Yes, we do. We have a version. So then we initialize a project, and we just say like, yeah, I don't really care what's in it. That's what the Y is. It's like, yes, just make it. And now we have a package.json, which kind of looks like this. There are no packages in it yet because we haven't installed them, but we can start by just making a JavaScript file. We'll start off really easy with a just hello world. And we can run this hello file just like this. So boom, we're running JavaScript in our terminal now. It's not in the browser anymore. So this is kind of that jump from browser to computer. So that's like kind of a trivial example. If we wanted to use a package to kind of spice it up, let's say like make the text a certain color, we could install a package called chalk, and then npm I chalk kind of looks for that package. It installs it for us. And now if we look at our directory, we have our JavaScript file, node modules, which is actually like where that code lives, the chalk code. And then our package JSON, it now actually looks a little different. Can't see what I'm typing. Okay, so now down here, we have a dependency for chalk. So that's that grocery list. Like it keeps track of the dependencies we have. So if we want to use chalk, we have to import it into our file. So we say chalk. We're going to require chalk. And then we'll come in here and say chalk. And that's kind of like how you make something red. This isn't a super like in-depth example of what Node can do. It's just showing you like how to use packages. But yeah, using chalk, I can say chalk, red, and then text, and hopefully that makes hello world red. So it's like, okay, that's neat. I have no idea how I'd actually change the color of text in a terminal, but someone else has done all that work for me. I just install what they've done, plug it in really quick, and boom, colored text in the terminal. And these can work together too. So if I want a cow to like say hello world, kind of a dumb example, but there's a package called cow say. Someone's done this work for us, so we don't have to really think about it. But we would import it similarly. So we'd say cow say, and then I think it's something like cow say, and then text equals that. So something like that, like it's just JavaScript. From the docs, I looked it up earlier. I'm not just coming up with this off the top of my head. But like now we have colored text and a cow is about to say it. So like, boom, we're using packages and we're making a cow say hello world in red and like 6 lines of code. So that's the power of packages. Like I wouldn't want to figure out how to code this cow saying like red text. That's kind of use what someone else has done. And there are advantages to this too, because there's ways to make like the cow's tongue like stick out and all. I don't want to have to code that. Someone else has done it. So we just use it using Node and Node Package Manager. So like kind of weird example, I guess, but hopefully that highlights like packages are cool. Node, it's cool. You're running JavaScript on your computer. So what are you going to do with this? You're going to hold off until like Thursday, because I realized the JavaScript portion from last week is a lot of new info. And I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry if I've caused you stress, but just like hold on to that in your mind. Keep working on last week's tasks. Node stuff will be coming Thursday, and there might be JavaScript exercises dropping tonight or tomorrow. Stay on the lookout. Those are going to be pretty hype. Just improving your JavaScript skills. Yeah. But those are optional. Like if you want to get better, definitely do them because practice helps. But yeah, that was a pretty quick intro to Node and Node Package Manager. So were there any questions with that? I know it was super quick. Okay, awesome.
I have a question. How did you find out about Cowsay?
I'm sure I just saw someone using it and I'm like, I wanna use Cowsay.
Okay.
But yeah, usually like in general, if you're trying to do something difficult, just Google like how to do this in JavaScript, and there's probably a package out there for it. Don't get too carried away with it though. Otherwise your dependency list just like grows.